Zadon Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are of course talking about My Hero Academia, which this episode was actually really good, taking a lot of the problems that kind of come up with this arc is, well, it's a battle arc, and really a lot of things kind of got skimmed over during the actual manga of it because of the fact that you can't really show motion very well. But that wasn't all, honestly. There was a lot of really cool moments within this episode, such as getting to see more information on how Denki's pointers work, and more on how Shinso's mask works. All of these things feel like they're just that tiny bit better within this version of it compared to that of the manga. And also, I just have to say that the little artwork of Hatsume, when she's telling them about, or she's telling the audience about the actual pointers, is actually really cute. I think that is actually the perfect way that they should be using the art style from Smash, since more than likely Smash should not ever get an actual anime adaptation, because it sucks. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Smash is trash. But that's beside the point. Anyways, like I said, this episode was pretty straightforward. Getting to see all of the classmates actually work together, especially with the fact that we got to see more from class 1B, because honestly, so many of the classmates in 1B have really interesting and powerful quirks, but they never really get to shine to a certain degree. I mean, honestly, think about it. In the sports festival, many of them should have been able to actually stand up against Class 1A, but they didn't. Many of them were kind of subject to the sidelines. I mean, sure, the scale guy I can kind of understand because of the fact that we actually see very clearly he can shoot off his scales, but still to a small degree. Pretty much all they are is defensive, and basically having three people who are extremely good with defense, that would have just been overkill during the sports festival. But the fact that the Beast guy really didn't get any screen time during the sports festival just surprises me. Same goes for many other characters that we're going to be meeting soon, like Mudman. Seriously, if you haven't actually, if you guys don't know who Mudman is, he's actually one of the best characters in Class 1B and has a really powerful quirk that makes me surprised that he honestly didn't do better. The thing is that he is on the level of characters like Wind Guy, Inase, whatever his name is, and Todoroki. He's actually on their level. Even to a degree, he's on the level of Momo. So the fact that he didn't get into A, but instead got put into B, is actually insane to me. There's lots of other characters that we really get to see in this that are really awesome. I mean, obviously, we knew about the Thorn Girl. We knew about the guy who could create walls, or solid air, or whatever his quirk is, which it is awesome to see that they've improved so much, but it's still kind of to a small degree. And we do get to see a lot of this in the actual manga, but it feels like a much smaller degree than it was in the actual anime. Because honestly, you just get to do so much more when you're actually able to move things around. And also kind of forgot a few of the different moments that actually happened within the manga. Specifically things like Suyu secreting her toxic uh, film or whatever. I don't remember what they actually called it, but basically, yeah. Her, what do they actually call that? Her poisonous fluid, I guess, is what they called it in the manga. But I think they actually gave it a different name in the anime. So, yeah. Getting to see that actually take place was actually really cool. Also, you may not have noticed this. I don't know how many people noticed this in the anime, because I didn't notice it in the manga when it first came out. But for some reason, Mineta has this weird little nib, I guess, that basically looks like the end of a grape. That I honestly don't remember ever seeing anywhere. It hasn't shown up since, as far as I'm aware, and obviously hasn't shown up. I mean, it's honestly just a weird moment because it's just there for some reason in this one episode. I don't even think it's in the later episodes where Mineta actually is fighting alongside everyone. It just happens to appear once in the manga and then once in the anime. I mean, let me actually check that really quick. They do not actually show that specific point on his head in the earlier in the manga, but still to a degree that's just kind of odd, and no one ever talks about it, which is, needless to say, a bit confusing. So obviously we will be talking. I would like to talk more about that, but I really have no idea what the heck was going on with that. I think it was just a lapse in judgment. It was a weird one moment situation that Horikoshi made, and he was just like, you know what, let's see what this looks like. Put it in there, and then was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna draw that again. That's just kind of boring. I don't know. I mean, it makes it look more like grapes for sure, but at the same time, it's just like, what the frell is this for? I don't know. But pretty much, like I said, this chapter was pretty straightforward, and from what it's looking like, I am actually pretty sure that we are on the right track for what the episodes are going to be. More than likely, each of these battles are going to be anywhere from 1.5 episodes to 3 episodes, with Momo's battle and possibly Deku's battle. Because seriously, if you guys don't know about that, Momo's battle is actually way longer than you think. And based off of what we've seen so far in the actual chapters and stuff, I honestly can't imagine that we're going to be getting too far. It looks like most of what we're seeing in this actual episode is the fact that, well, we're going to be seeing a lot of the Dark Shadow shenanigans, which honestly, I'm really excited to see how that is actually animated in in animation rather than being in the original manga, because there's just, all it is the one guy, just his face shows up and it's just like, hello, in these dark spots, and his power is so interesting. I want to see more with it. Also, manga's quirk is honestly amazing. I cannot wait for people to see how his quirk works, because it's the onomatopoeia powers that he has is honestly a bit insane. Same thing goes for a lot of the other quirks that are going to be seen in the next or in the next chapter, or the next episode, especially with Little Miss Shroom. I don't know why I'll probably just keep calling her that because it's easier to say, but her quirk is honestly really interesting. And then obviously we've seen Kendo's quirk a dozen times. We know how powerful she is. So yeah, getting to see, I honestly love this chapter because the Kendo versus Momo fight in the manga is honestly so insane. It is one of my favorite fights from this arc. Honestly, I think that the only arc that is better, or the only battle that is better, is the Shinso versus Deku fight. Because, seriously, that fight is insanity. So, yeah. Look forward to seeing how that is going to be playing out. And obviously, I'm thinking either after this episode or after the next one, we are going to be putting away this manga and pulling out volume 22 to continue to talk more about My Hero Academia as more chaos ensues, with more battles and more just insanity. Like I've said before, I absolutely love this arc, and if you haven't read it, seriously, maybe give it a shot before you actually get through through the anime, because it's a lot of fun. Also, I'm going to be saying this probably for the next while. For those of you who haven't already started reading Vigilantes, please start now. It is actually of extreme importance that anyone who hasn't read the Vigilantes manga starts reading it now, because there is going to be some insane aspects to Vigilantes that are going to be super involved in the following arcs of My Hero Academia. And especially, there's one episode, and the insanity that happens because of Vigilantes is extremely important. And with the way that things are going, I can't say for sure whether or not they're actually going to include all of that chaos within this volume or within this series. So, seriously, if you guys are planning on reading the Vigilantes manga at all, or continuing with the series, please start reading Vigilantes, because it is so important, especially the Shoto arc. Shota arc, I guess is what it is. Basically, where we're going to be dealing with Aizawa as a teenager. That is such an important arc to the future of My Hero Academia. And it's so important, like I said. So please read Vigilantes. And honestly, just read Vigilantes, because it's honestly amazing. It's literally one of the best spin-offs there is. I mean, honestly, I would still suggest that you guys read Team Up Missions and School Briefs, because they are also really awesome. But compared to Vigilantes, they just don't hold a candle. So, seriously, read Vigilantes and see the amazingness that is the rest of the series. But anyways, guys, I think that's it for now. There wasn't too much to go over for the differences between the manga and the anime for this volume, or for this chapter, or this episode, whatever you want to call it. And there probably won't be too many moving forward. Basically, just battles. They look amazing. So, if we are going to still be having more and more Miraculous videos, I'm actually going to take a little bit of a break from actually doing these manga versus anime reviews, unless there is something that is specifically very important to talk about. We'll see. It might still be happening, it might not be. Just look forward to seeing how this whole thing will play out. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. And also, if you have any thoughts or theories, please leave them down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comments so that we can talk about it in a future video. And of course, if you guys do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other 2 channels, and ways you can support us financially, including our Patreon, our merch store, and the book. And of course, a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!